Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are 10:30. It is time to start. Welcome to the Norman Arnold Boys and Girls Club. We are thrilled to be here. My name is Carter Clark. I have the honor of being the president and CEO of Boys and Girls Clubs here in the Midlands. And this is our house. And on behalf of the 7,500 youth that we serve on an ongoing basis in 50 locations throughout the Midlands, welcome. We're thrilled to have you here, and we're thrilled to have the opportunity to say thank you and to both the City of Columbia, to Columbia Professional Baseball, and to Spirit Communications for bringing another high-quality, wholesome, family-oriented activity, affordable family-oriented activity here to Columbia, South Carolina. This is what Boys and Girls Club is all about, and we're thrilled to help launch this very, very exciting day, but you're not here to see me. So it is my honor to introduce Mayor Steve Benjamin. It is through his leadership and vision that we are here today, and so without further ado, Mayor Benjamin.
I'm going to take Carter with me everywhere I go, okay? Appreciate that introduction, Carter, and thank you for opening up your house, and obviously thank you to the Boys and Girls Club for all the work you do for our children across this community. You know, we're here, and the reason why, yes, we did advance this idea so aggressively over the last few years is because we do believe that Columbia is more than just a city, it's an idea. The idea that we as a people are more than the sum of our parts, and that our greatest strength lies in our faith, not just in ourselves, but in one another. This faith, this dedication to one another has proven itself time and time again, echoing throughout the proud history of this great city. It was this faith that peacefully led us through the civil rights struggle while so many other cities erupted in violence and flames. It was this faith that opened our homes and our hearts to the victims of Hurricane Katrina nearly a decade ago, and refugee children fleeing persecution, abuse, and human trafficking just last year. It was this faith, rather, it is this faith that sees our communities reaching out to one another whenever tragedy strikes, so that should the weight become too heavy, someone is there to share the load. Should we ever lose our way, someone's there to lead us back, and should circumstance lay us low, someone's there to raise us up. That is what it means to find shelter under the wings of Columbia, and that's what this great team exemplifies. It's more than what we believe, it's who we are. We're one city, we're one people, and we're one great Columbia. I'm so happy to be here with the entire team from Hardball Capital, from Spirit Communications, a wonderful team helping to build this fantastic edifice I think will for generations, make us all proud to be Columbians. Jason.
Bull Street will be a spot for all of Columbia to congregate. At its heart, a ballpark where generations will gather. A new venue shining a new light in our city. With this new place, a new team representing all of Columbia and the Midlands. A team with an identity inspired by this togetherness. A community working as one, unified, synchronized. The community will come together at Spirit Communications Park next spring and every year thereafter. Just as the phenomenon in Congaree National Park occurs each spring, where unique species of fireflies synchronize their glow, lighting as one. A beacon of light, a symbol of togetherness and unity. The Columbia Fireflies. The firefly, a symbol of that unity, an icon representing the fire, heat, and passion for which Columbia is known. A name that recalls summer in the South, nights on the porch or in the backyard with friends and family. A name that will echo from the bear our name, representing our team, representing our city. The Columbia Fireflies, the team of the Midlands, capital and center of our proud state.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to first welcome in our first Columbia Fireflies fans. John? Whoop. So it fit me. What do you think? You like the shirts? Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for being here today, especially the kids here from the Boys and Girls Club for participating in this with us. I want to thank Carter for having us here. Oops.
Keep it coming, girl. Keep it coming. Come on. Come on over.
Well, again, want to thank everybody at the Boys and Girls Club for having us here today. Thank the mayor, our friends from Spirit Communications, and everybody else who is here today. I'll start by answering the obvious question, why Fireflies? Well, when we started this process, we said we thought a great minor league name has three characteristics. It should be local, unique, and fun. In Fireflies, we found a winner on all three fronts. The inspiration for the name Fireflies is a particular species of firefly, the Photurus frontalis, and the amazing behavior of that firefly in the nearby floodplain forest in Congaree National Park. Each spring, as the baseball season begins, the Photurus frontalis perform a wonderful and mysterious light show. For a few weeks, hundreds of these fireflies synchronize their flashing each night. They light as one, in unison. The mass synchronization that occurs on the banks of the Congaree is one of only a few places on Earth where such a spectacle is known to take place. As we began the process of becoming Columbians, we became avid consumers of the local media, and our first exposure to this mass synchronization was just about a year ago, as we were getting ready to start the Name the Team process. There was a story in the state newspaper entitled, "Synchronized Fireflies Putting on a Show at Congaree National Park." And then, a few months later, when we ran our Name the Team contest, several contestants suggested the name Fireflies, noting that phenomenon. As we went through the process of choosing a name, in our research into Columbia's history, this theme of synchronization, of unity, and working together emerged as a good metaphor for the city and its people. Columbia is a city that's come together to address major issues. As the mayor said in his opening remarks, Columbia can be counted among the few significant southern cities that made it through the integration in the 1960s without the kind of violence that was experienced in places like Birmingham and Selma. And this relatively peaceful integration process was largely the result of the city coming together in the form of what was called the Columbia Community Relations Council, organized by then Mayor Lester Bates. That spirit of cooperation continues in Columbia today in many forms, including education, arts, and cultural events. Also, as the capital of South Carolina, Columbia is the place where the entire state comes together. We also thought that the theme is a good metaphor for what we're looking to establish with Bull Street and Spirit Communications Park. We're creating a place for everyone in the Midlands to come together. Spirit Communications Park will be a place with something for everyone and where all are welcome. It'll be a year-round gathering place for families, friends, coworkers, a place to create lasting memories together, and a place where major community events and milestones are celebrated. Fireflies, we also thought, was a fitting name for this famously hot city. Many of the 2,300 plus name suggestions we received via the contest played on the hot theme. So for this reason, as John will explain, in creating our logos, we really sought to bring out the fire in Fireflies. Fireflies also gives Columbia not just a local, but a unique identity. There are no significant teams anywhere in major professional or amateur sports that use the Fireflies moniker. Also, the distinctive choices of logo and colors allow us to stand out from other teams in the state and region. Finally, our third criteria was fun, and we think Fireflies are fun. Fireflies themselves are almost magical creatures, the way they light up the night sky. The mention of fireflies evokes wholesome and positive associations. Time outdoors, nights on the porch, kids playing in the yard, the kind of feeling we want to create every night at Spirit Communications Park. And while a lot of the focus over the past several months, the question I keep hearing has been, what's the name going to be? As important as the choice of the name itself was the logo and brand we're going to build around that name. And this is something that we had a great group of folks, both internally in our company and outside in conjunction with a top-notch creative team. We worked with a group called Sky Design. They helped design and execute our multi-award-winning Fort Wayne Tin Caps logo several years ago. Todd Vaught, who's here with us today, and Rick Daniel were the team at Sky Design who worked on this with us and created the logos you see here today. Todd will be happy to join us in answering any questions you have about the name and logo process. But first, to walk you through our choices with the logo and colors, our team president, John Katz.
Thank you, Jason. I don't know about you guys, but the anticipation of this event has been building within me since September. So to be standing here before you with our brand package finally complete is about as exciting as it gets. So anybody, just show of hands, who's ready for a little Fireflies baseball? All right. So as Jason said, the three things we look for in an identity are something that's local, unique, and fun. The Firefly that we arrived at, along with the other elements of our brand family, give us a really exciting look, which is unlike anything else in minor league baseball or in the region. Our colors are midnight blue, reminiscent of the South Carolina night sky, a beautiful neon green yellow, which represents the glow of the firefly, and then a couple of crisp tones of silver, which highlight the firefly's wings. Our primary mark, which is the circular medallion in the middle, is a depiction of our icon up against the South Carolina night sky. In the background and up above the shoulder, you'll actually see the logos from our state flag, the palmetto tree and the crescent moon. And of course, the sky is further lit by fireflies in the distance. The firefly itself, which I'm happy to finally be able to wear on my head, on my hat, will serve as our main cap logo, and it's an icon representing the bug in flight, propelled by silver wings in a luminous neon flame. The flaming tail at the base of the abdomen is a nod to the fire and fireflies, and also a tie back to Columbia's motto, and that we're famously hot. Our secondary mark, which is on the lower part of the screen on the left, is a C and an F for fireflies, which is joined together in a shape that forms a flame. Around the flame, you'll see glow trails or streaks, which represent fireflies circling the letters. Everybody wait for it. This is another thing you're going to be anticipating. Here we go. So these are our primary and secondary marks. These will both be used on caps. The coolest thing about these really happens when you turn off the lights. So as you can see, all of the white thread in our cap will glow in the dark, which really, adds a very unique element. It's one of the things about this branding that Todd and his team at Sky Design were able to do and work with us to make sure that this was something really unique, very much like the glow in Congaree National Park. I showed these glow things. My boys, I think this is the first time that they've ever seen me speak. And so I'm really excited now that we're fully relocated to Columbia, that my boys and my wife are here. I showed them this glow last night, and they were almost as awe-stricken as I was. So I'm happy to have them here. We do have a tertiary mark, or a third mark, which Abby will put up here on the screen in a minute, which is down here closest on my side on the bottom portion, which is a mason jar, which contains our CF flame. One of the things that I like about it is that mason jar evokes those childhood memories of nights in the backyard or out in the woods collecting fireflies. Of course, the jar is lit by the light of fireflies inside, while others circle around the jar. And that's the thing when we talk about, as Jason mentioned and Mayor Benjamin mentioned, about this gathering place, these memories. One of the things that you'll find out about a venue like this is our opportunity and your opportunity to create memories that will last a lifetime. And when I think about summer nights back when I was a kid, fireflies and mason jars hit it. Our uniform logos shown upper left and upper right are really fantastic. At home, we'll be displaying fireflies. Of course, on the road, we'll be proudly representing our city in Columbia. Each is depicted in silver with the firefly wings, and also encircling with these light trails that will basically show you circling fireflies and all the motion. Our home, road, and an amazing alternate jersey are all in production, and as soon as those are complete, we'll have another event where we can actually unveil them. For further updates on the team, and of course, more news about Spirit Communications Park, you can now officially log on to www.columbiafireflies.com. ColumbiaFireflies.com will also be your most immediate place to get Fireflies gear. We do have a limited selection online now. We are taking pre-orders for all of our fitted caps, which will be shipping at some point, probably around the beginning of September. Also starting this Saturday, we will have merchandise available at Soda City, starting this Saturday. So come on down and see us this weekend, and I think as we get closer to the fall, also expect to see a retail location very soon. Along with our new website, we also have a new Twitter handle, which is @ColaFireflies. We also have a new presence on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Google+, and probably 5 other social media things that I'm not familiar with, but Abby has probably signed us up for. So just go into your search bars and pump in Columbia Fireflies. We'll use that as an opportunity for us to share information and project updates about the team and about Spirit Communications Park. We'll be happy to answer any of the questions you may have about our name and logo, but before we do so, I'd like to introduce another one of our newest members of our senior management team, our Senior Vice President, Brad Shank, and he has another big announcement for you today. Thank you.
All right, well, I'm not going to beat around the bush. We've had a lot of exciting announcements today, but as a guy who likes to enjoy nights at the ballpark, I think the biggest announcement that we have here at the end is we officially have an opening day. So the first Columbia Fireflies baseball game at Spirit Communications Park will be Thursday, April 14th, 2016. So we expect everybody to be here. Yeah, let's hear it for that. So as we continue on, the construction process is going extremely well. Now we've got opening day. Another thing that we're going to get started is we're going to start taking reservations for season tickets. So you can go to ColumbiaFireflies.com. Starting at 11 a.m. tomorrow, we will start taking reservations for season tickets. Now, what that will do is it will create a priority list where then we will get people out to the ballpark later on so they can actually pick out their seats. So this isn't actually picking your seats. It's going to be more of the process of getting your place and your reservation so that we can then have you out and take a look at the seats there at the ballpark. We are going to have quite a few unique ticket options, starting at just $99 for a 12-game reserved seat. Very affordable. Carter said it before. One of the things that we will make sure to be is extremely affordable. So starting at just $99 for that 12-game package, we'll also have the full season tickets, which would include all 70 home games, half season ticket packages, which are 35 games, quarter season packages, which are 17 games, and then as I mentioned, the mini season plans that'll be 12 games. So lots of great options. You can get more details either at ColumbiaFireflies.com or by calling us at 803-726-HITS. That'll be our number there. So any questions that you have, obviously give us a call. Check the website there for updates. That'll start at 11 a.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, August 5th. And we're also going to have some information coming up soon there. Single game ticket prices, which will range anywhere from $5 to $14. So once again, very affordable. And opening day, April 14th. So we'll hope to see you all there. I think at this point, we're going to open things up for questions. I'll let Jason kind of take over here. And if you have any questions, we'll go right to that.
Yeah, hang around in case people have ticket questions. But yeah, if you have questions for any of us here today, more than happy to answer those. We'll also hang around afterwards for anybody who wants to ask questions offline.
Before the questions asked, the stadium is on time and on budget. Okay? All right.
Any questions for anybody? Sure.
Yeah, you guys had 2,000 submissions. Is there like a top 5 names you guys got to?
There wasn't. We had about 2,300. I think it was. Let me say. I wrote it down because I knew someone was going to. There were 2,319 total entries in the Name the Team contest. We collected those entries. We came up with a bunch of ideas ourselves. Todd and his company Sky Design came up with a bunch of ideas as well. We threw them all in there and then just started working through that. We never really got to anything like a finalist list or anything like that. We, after a lot of back and forth, this just sort of emerged as the right name. As I said, we had 3 criteria, and this was really the name that we thought checked all those boxes.
Firefly's the most submitted name?
It was not. I think we had 6 winners in the contest. There are 6 people who suggested Fireflies, and we'll be reaching out to those people, let them know they've won, and as long as they're amenable, eventually we'll introduce them as the winners. The most popular names, I'll tell you, were Heat, Wrens, Capitals, Bulls. Many of the names were reflective of things that we ultimately think come through in our name. Again, I think the Fireflies plays on the Heat theme a little bit, but we said local, unique, and fun, and something like Heat, where there's already an NBA team, didn't feel terribly unique. Capitals, there's an NHL team. Bulls was a very suggested name. There's both an NBA and a minor league baseball team already using that name. And that's why we don't put it up to, say, a straight vote. Any other questions? Well, that was easy. Okay, well.
How about a round of applause for these children, guys? Obviously, having small children, seeing how well behaved they've been, I said, how about a round of applause for these children? And one of them said, yes, thank you. Okay. Fantastic. You guys look great. The very first Fireflies fans. All right.
So we'll be around if anybody has any questions. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and go Fireflies.